You're trusting Him that He's going to provide for you. You just took some of your very substance and you gave it to Him. Now the world will say, well, you could have used that. You could have paid a bill, or you could have done this or that. When you give to Him, you're trusting Him. You're planting a seed. You're trusting Him because you want to bless Him, first of all, His kingdom. And then when you do that, you're trusting Him. He's providing for all your needs. Anybody have a testimony about provision?
He is the God who sees and provides.
Who say it, Shannon?
And I was thinking this week about how years and years I worked, single mother for a while, and worked, and it was hard. But He provided.
Yes, He did.
And I just thank God for the season of my life I'm in now, where I can work from my home.
Yes.
And He has blessed my business. He has big time blessed. And I thank Him for that. He saw then. And I remember praying that, I want to be home. I want to be home. Thank you, Jesus.
You're home.
Thank you, Jesus. He saw. And He provided.
And He provided. Think about, you've heard this preached probably, provision. Provision. Vision. See. Pro means you're moving towards something. He saw. Provision. He had provision for you. He was looking ahead and could see everything you needed. And He moved you toward it as you served Him and were faithful toward Him. She's working at home now. I remember when she wanted to work at home. I don't remember those single mama days, but I remember working with her in an office. We were together. She wanted to be home, and so did I. I'm home. Praise God for that.
Speaking of that, the Lord provided the job I have right now. I was working as a temp, and they were going to hire me on, and then during the orientation process, they called me back to the HR office and asked me why I didn't reveal something from my past, criminal record. And I told them because it was more than 10 years ago. The company policy, I knew their company policy was only to go back 7 years, so I didn't report it. But I told them I'd tell them all about it. But they walked me out the building, and basically I was let go for the rest of that day. And, called Leslie, we prayed about it. And I was worried, but she, has more faith than most. But
I received that.
Amen.
I used to would have said, oh, no, I don't. I received
But-
Go ahead.
But then, my boss called me and said, you were right, our company policy was only to go back 7 years, and we went back too far. And they called me back for the next day, and been there for 6.5 years almost. And I just thank God for that job, because I enjoy what I do, sort of. There are worse things to be doing, I'll tell you that.
Good at what he
Be
does.
making bike trails.
At the time I got that job, I was cutting trails through the woods. Me and Reggie was walking up the mountain. That was not a good job.
Alan and Reggie were talking about that the other night. They used to work together cutting bike trails up at Hanging Rock near Sertoma. They helped make those bike trails with Tony McGee, and it was hard work.
I just thank God that He has provided.
I give Him all the praise for that. I remember that day he called me and got walked out, and I'm like, that's not fair. We're going to stand on this. That's not fair. You're not that person, and it was too long ago. And God worked it out. The very man that walked him out very soon became one of his biggest fans. Thought Alan was one of the best ones there. So, I praise God. Provision. Provision. So whatever you need, I don't know who needs what, but whatever you need, He already sees it. He already sees it. Now He wants you to see it. Whatever you need, He wants you to see it with Him.
For you to trust Him for it.
There you go. I was pulling a Reggie Fenner. He always says, see in the Spirit.
Yes. But there's times when you can't see it, that you have to trust Him for it.
Oh, Jesus, I trust you.
Yes.
Every need.
Because there's been times for me when, I know when I was working for a company, a corporate housing company, when I started there were seven people in that Greensboro office. I prayed for the favor of the Lord. And when I applied for the job, there's some things that I had to go back and get paperwork on and bring forward. And one of the ladies in the office says, I don't know what you've done, but the man's name was David. He said, but he's doing everything he can to put you in this position. And I knew it was because I had prayed for the favor of the Lord. When I started there were 7 people working in that company. When I was laid off from there, I was the only one left there in that warehouse, that office warehouse situation. I was the only one functioning. Nobody else was there. Nobody else was in the office. Nobody else was working the warehouse but me. And when the day that the vice president of that company came down from Richmond, Virginia to talk to me, he said, have you considered going into business for yourself? You already do everything for yourself. You're just doing it for us. We're paying you. When I left there, I said, okay, Lord, what's the plan? Driving down the road on 68 coming from Greensboro. I said, I'm trusting you, whatever it is you have for me. And that's how By Faith Cleaning got started.
Yeah, she's an entrepreneur. She owns her own business. Has for a while.
He opened the doors. It just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. I couldn't see one day to the next, but he just kept bringing it to me. And that's when you learn to, when they say you laid off, that's when you learn, Lord, I know you got a plan here.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's your plan, you work it, just help me follow it.
Yes, yes,
and trust
yes.
you till you get me there.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know, I have seen his provision in every area of my life.
Mm-hmm.
When I got the job, I didn't have transportation to the job. He opened the door to provide me an old pickup truck to drive to get there. I praised him every day for that old pickup
That's
truck.
right, that's
you know?
right.
But
Woo,
I took the
Jesus.
job not knowing how I was going to get to the job. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trusting him to get me there. Because he provided.
That's why you operate by faith.
By faith.
Now.
Exactly. It was a step of faith
Yeah.
to go out there. Okay, Lord, by faith, I'm
By
going to do
faith.
this. By faith, clean.
By
Hallelujah.
faith. I love that name. I've
Yes.
forgotten that was the name of your business.
By
By
faith.
faith. Anybody in here, you're
Yes.
just trusting God by faith? Well,